choice is a powerful thing, but the problem is this. There are things in life that cause us to make bad choices. And I want to talk to you about one of them. I think the number one thing in our lives that causes us to make poor choices is fear. Fear causes us to make some poor choices. Just really poor choices. And I want to give you an example of that. About 9 years ago, 9 or 10 years ago, I began having a tremor in my hand. It wasn't bad. Every once in a while it would shake. And I thought to myself, it's either stress or nerves or something, it'll go away. And of course I didn't tell Christine about it, because if I told Christine about it, Christine would make me what? Go get it checked out. Go look and find out, why are you having this tremor? I didn't want to do that. So I would sit on my hand, and I figured this: if I sat on my hand and Christine didn't know and I didn't have to go to a doctor, I would be fine. I don't know if that's the way the guys think or if that's just the way that I think. If I put it out of my mind, if I sit on it, I'll be fine. The problem was this: I wasn't fine. The tremor got worse. I began having trouble with hearing and with vision. And so we went to the neurologist, and the neurologist, actually went to the family doctor first. And the family doctor said, you know what, let's just get an MRI. And I thought, okay, we'll get an MRI. I'll pay a lot of money for you to tell me that I'm fine. But I wasn't fine. Because on that MRI, it showed a little spot. A little spot about the size of a quarter. And I went to the doctor, and they said, you know what, it may not be anything, but we found a cyst, some sort of growth on your pineal gland. For those of you who don't know where that's at, imagine taking your brain and setting it on the table, taking a big giant knife, slicing it lengthwise and widthwise. Right smack dab in the middle of that is the pineal gland, where everything goes through. It's like the freeway, man. Everything just goes. There's the hearing, there's the vision, all of it crossing right at this point. And I've got something growing there. And we were placed in a position where we had to make choices. Now, I know that probably many of you have gone through physical ailments. You've either gotten an x-ray back or a test back, or you've got an MRI back, and they said there's something there. And I think all of you would agree that that causes fear. We were afraid. I was afraid. I tried not to show it to Christine, but I was afraid. What is this thing? So we made our way to the neurologist, and we saw a number of different people. We went and had the hearing checked and the vision checked and all kinds of things checked. And it came to the point where they said, you know what, something's wrong. My neurologist said this to me as we sat in her office on a Friday. She said, there's something in there, and it's causing all these things. And she used this term. She said it's a bad actor. She said it doesn't really look like cancer, but it acts like cancer. And I was afraid. And at that point, Christine and I were called to make choices. Not only choices that affected me, but affected her, affected my family. And I said, okay, it's Friday. You think it needs to come out? When? And she said, Monday. Great, I'll take the weekend. We had to make a choice. And in my fear, what I have come to know now is that I made a poor choice. Because my thinking was this, and again, this may be a guy's thinking, but this was, I have something in my head that doesn't belong. I have someone here who says to me, I can get it out. Let's have surgery on Monday. And as Christine and I drove home, her wisdom came out and said, maybe we should think about it. Maybe we should talk to someone. And in my fear, I said this: I have something in my head that doesn't belong, and I have someone who can get it out. We're having surgery on Monday. In my fear, I made a poor choice. Now, I only know that now. I wasn't thinking about that then. I was afraid. And I thought to myself, okay, God, you're going to take care of me. This is what we're going to do. And so I had the surgery. I will tell you this. Brain surgery is not a fun thing. The pain that was involved in that surgery after I was finished was immense, incredible, unbelievable, unbearable. I can remember Christine finally got to a place where she thought that she could leave me alone for a little while, and I think she went to work. And I can remember getting up and not even really wanting to get up, still having the staples running down the back of my head where they had sewn my head shut, and making my way to the bathroom just so I could sit on the side of the toilet and throw up. That was my day. Can I make it to the bathroom? At this time, I was 34 years old. And my biggest goal in life was making it to the bathroom. And then I made a choice. And in my fear, it turned out to be a tough choice at that moment, but a great choice later on. I said this, you know what? I need to be angry. And I need to be angry at someone. And so I chose God. And I can remember speaking to him, and I said this, and please feel free to laugh if you want to, because we all say dumb things to God, but we mean it. I said this, Lord, I went to Los Animas for you. Los Animas. I left a church in La Junta that had a youth group probably of maybe 50, 60 total with the programs, and I was the youth director there, and it was going well. I deal with them. I deal with young people. And he said, I need you to go. I need you to go. I said, okay. And I said, Lord, I did that for you. I have preached in this town. I have done the things that you wanted me to do. I have done everything that you wanted me to do. And this is what I said. Wait for it. Here it comes. This is how you repay me? This is what I get for loving you? This is what I get for following you? This awful pain, throwing up all the time. I can't do ministry anymore. I don't know what I can do with my family. I can't love my wife. I mean, what happens? Why did you do this to me? And the anger grew every day, more and more, until one day I said these words, God, I hate you. This is coming from a pastor. I hate you. And I remember God's voice, clear as day, saying this, I know. I know. Just give me one more day. I heard those words and I blew my stack. One more day? This is what you want from me? All of this that you put me through? One more day? Yeah, give me one more day. My anger continued to grow, and I struggled with God mightily. 1 year later, the cyst grew back. They said, we need to get it out again. Now there's more scar tissue, and after that surgery, there's more pain. I said, Lord, I made it through 2 surgeries, and 2 days later, while I was still in the hospital, the nurses came in to take out the drains that go inside your brain after surgery. They tugged and tugged and tugged and tugged, and it caught a shard on my skull, and the tube snapped, went back in my head. They came back and they said, we have to go back in and get it. 3 surgeries in a matter of 2 years. The pain was unbearable and is still unbearable to this day. And after all of that, I said, God, this is what you give me? This is what I get for following you? I hate you. He said, I know. Give me one more day. Finally, I got to the point where I said, you know what, Lord, I will give you that one more day, but tomorrow, if I don't wake up feeling better, we're finished. We're done. I will give you one more day, but that's it. And I woke up the next morning And I swear to you, the pain was worse. And I said, what is this? And he said, I know you're hurting my son. Give me one more day. I said, you've got to be kidding me. One more day? Forget this one more day stuff. I want healing now. I want healing the way that I want to be healed. And he said, I know. Just give me one more day. And it went on like this, over and over and over. I would swing my legs over the bed, and I would try and stand up, and I would say, God, where's my healing? I need healing. I have things to do. And he'd say, I know. Give me one more day, dear. It went on for the longest time until something changed. And I can't tell you exactly what that was or when that happened. I never have felt any better. I live every day in constant pain. I've never got a healing from that yet. I'm still waiting. God and I are talking about it. I've never gotten that. I didn't get a physical healing, but I got a spiritual one. Because I can remember the morning that I woke up and I threw my legs over the bed. And I said, Lord, if you want me to stand up, then stand me up. And I got down on my knees. And I said, Lord, you and I haven't gotten along very well lately. But if you could I please have one more day? Could I have one more day to love my wife? Can I have one more day to do with my daughter and my son that which my mother and father did with me? Can I please have one more day to go out and preach your word and to share your glory? Could you give me one more day? And every day, I get up and I say to myself, Lord, I don't hate you. I wish I could get a healing from this pain, but could I please have one more day? And from that day to this day, God has granted that request of mine.